In today's video, I am going to teach you how to create a grid in Figma. Grids are the quiet backbone of clean, consistent design. They help you line up elements, create rhythm, and keep spacing predictable across screens, so everything feels intentional and easy to scan. Start by opening your design. With your file ready, click to select the frame or artboard where you want the grid to appear. Layout grids attach to frames, so make sure the correct frame is highlighted before moving on. Look to the right-hand Properties panel. Find the Layout Grid section and click the plus icon to add a new grid to your selected frame. The moment you do, you'll see a default grid overlay appear on the canvas, giving you a visual structure to work with while you design. Next, click the small grid icon next to the Layout Grid entry to open the Settings dialog. This is where you'll tune everything. In the Type drop-down, choose Grid. This creates a uniform grid of squares that's great for measuring spacing, building rhythm, and aligning elements with consistent increments. You can always switch to columns or rows from this same menu if your layout calls for it, but we'll start with a classic grid. Under Grid, adjust the size value. The default is 10. Smaller numbers give you a tighter, more detailed grid. Larger numbers create broader steps for bigger moves. Think of this as your spacing unit. Pick a size that matches your project's scale so your paddings and margins feel coherent. If your layout needs columns or rows instead of a square grid, switch the Type drop-down accordingly and configure the layout settings. For columns, set the count, such as 12 for a standard desktop layout. This divides your frame into evenly sized vertical regions. Choose the type to control how the columns align. Stretch distributes columns across the full width. Left or center anchor the grid within the frame. For rows, you can anchor from the top to suit vertical rhythm. Adjust the margin to control the outer spacing on the edges of the frame, and set the gutter to define the space between columns or rows. Gutters create breathing room, margins ensure your content doesn't crowd the edges. As you tweak these values, watch the canvas update in real time. The grid is a guide and won't export, so feel free to dial in numbers until your layout feels balanced. That's all there is to it. Thanks for watching.